I've talked a lot about peace of mind, inner peace. I've talked about telling people, when they're upset, to remind themselves, quote, I could see peace instead of this, close quote. I have told people that we forgive others for our own peace of mind. And it all sounds swell, right? But it works if you work it. And I just want to reiterate by example that it really does work. The whole key to happiness is not filling your head with anger and resentment and bitterness and harsh judgment of others. And a lot of times, someone does something to us or says something to us or texts something or posts something, and it gets in our head, right? And we're angry or frustrated or resentful or bitter. And it's like it's there. It's in a big loop. It's floating around. It's like a big dark cloud in our head, and and you could be doing anything, any activity, and it's just you're ruminating over your resentment and anger, and you just can't wait to either say something to the person to put them down and judge them, or write a response back that'll nail it and nail them and prove that you're right and they're wrong, you're smart and they're a jerk, you're loving and they're not, well, whatever it might be. But amidst all of that is you're miserable. You're not happy. Your mind is full of darkness, not light. And it's not fun. It's not fun. And I have a personal example I'm going to share with you because, people, they always say, yeah, people like stories, and stories help to explain things to people better than just sort of giving them the theoretical educational stuff. Like you tell them a story of how something applies, and then maybe it'll sink in, maybe they'll try it too, and so that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so a friend of mine was behaving badly. It was annoying the hell out of me. I was really upset. And so I'm out in the corral scooping up the horse poop in the morning, and I was not at peace. I just kept on thinking about that person, and how angry I was and frustrated, and I was so judgmental and so negative, and I wanted to. I couldn't wait until I could get done with my chores, and then pick up the phone and text something like something really harsh and judgmental and critical. That wasn't right, and you promised this, and you did that, and you're this, and you're that, and you really should be, and you really should do, and and it was just going over and over in my head, and I'm thinking while I'm scooping the poop, I'm going, wow, I'm upset. I'm not happy. This is terrible. I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to feel bad about that person. Actually, this is someone who I love and care about, and I don't want to feel that way. And I just, regardless of what they do or don't do, I'm not talking about a serial killer here, right? I'm not talking about someone who stabbed me in the neck. But I was not happy. I was not at peace. And then I started to think these thoughts that I share with others. You talk about practice what you preach, walk the talk, or however that goes. I was thinking, wait a second. There's another way to look at this. I could see peace instead of this. We forgive others for our own peace of mind. And I said to myself, this isn't important. This person, my friend, they're not, they're unhappy. They're full of fear. They're not doing well. They wouldn't be behaving that way if they were at peace with themselves. I don't need to feel all this harsh negative charge and negative critical energy towards them. I want to feel love towards them. I want to feel compassion towards them. I want to feel sympathy and empathy towards them. But most of all, I don't want to have this angry, crazy, dark crap in my head making me feel bad. I'm outside it, and the sun is shining, and it's a beautiful day. The sky is blue. I can hear the birds It's like ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And as soon as I started thinking about that, I could see, there's another way of looking at this. Let me forgive. Let me release. Let me be grateful. Let me be grateful for what I've got despite the lack and limitations. Let me be grateful for this person in my life despite the limitations in the relationship. It's not a perfect relationship. Guess what? They're not perfect. I'm not perfect. And that's the other thing too, that this is more difficult for people to realize and believe, but we project a lot of our own guilt, shame, and self-loathing onto other people. So when someone does something that's negative, that we find as negative or bad or unloving, and we kind of attack them for it and judge them harshly for it, our judgments actually have nothing to do with what they're doing. This is all an inside job. Our harsh judgments are really just a projection of our own guilt, our own harsh judgments of ourselves that we want to push off onto other people so we can feel better. So as long as we can grumble about other people being crappy, then we feel kind of okay about ourselves. We kind of sweep under the rug our own negative feelings about ourselves. And once I realized that too, that this really isn't about her at all. This is about me. This is about me not wanting to deal with me. This is about me choosing judgment, me choosing negativity rather than acceptance, compassion, love, harmony, connection, rather than separation and divisiveness and negativity and anger and judgment. And it all, within like seconds, I'm telling you, maybe minutes, but really quickly, everything was erased. All the negativity was erased. All the charge was erased. I was feeling good. I was feeling at peace. I was feeling happy. You know what? And then when I was done with my chores, I contacted the person and I said, I'm sorry for any negativity that I sent your way. I still don't agree with some of the things that you said or did, but I love you, and it's not worth feeling bad about each other. And that was that, and it was over, and I felt great. I felt great, And they talk about don't sweat the small stuff. They talk about do you want to be right or happy? It's all true. It's all true. It works if you work it. If you decide you don't want to be angry, if you decide that anger hurts you, and forgiveness, acceptance, and love heals you, that you don't have to make a stink over things, you can just resolve it in your mind and be free of the debris of negativity and judgment. Man, oh man, woman, oh woman, person, oh person, it works. It works. Try it. You'll like it.